The suspension is getting into shape. The car sat for many, many years with the same fuel in it. I need to clean out the fuel tank to make sure that it doesn't have any old crusty fuel or contamination or anything. So I need to get the fuel tank out. I'm going to get all that done before I put the suspension back together. So I'm going to pause with the suspension work. There's vent hoses and stuff up here. There's the filler neck. There's a couple of vent hoses up here. Those will be trivial. There's the tie-down bolts for the tank. There's the electrical wiring, which can just be moved out of the way. And then there's the filler neck. The filler neck gave me fits because every time we turned left, you would get a fuel smell. And there's just a pinhole leak somewhere on. The first time I just filled this entire area with expanding foam insulation. There's a chunk of it right there. That was really inconvenient for pulling the stuff back apart. So I cut that all out, and then my second attempt was I made this cardboard box which just envelops the area that had the pinhole leak, and that actually worked. So in this configuration, the car didn't really have a gas smell. But now I need to get the filler neck out so that I can get the fuel tank out. So I need to dismantle that. So now I need to pull all this duct tape apart. These two vent hoses go down toward the filler line. Up behind it in the top of the dashboard, there's a tank that looks like this. The top receives vapor, and the bottom lets liquid drain back to the tank. So the bottom drains to this and also drains to the liquid part of the tank. The original system had that connect to a line that went over there, and then a line that went back here, and then down into the car. And I just drilled a hole in the fender, and then I put that line there, and then this is the actual original steel line that takes the vapor back to the back of the car. Here's the liquid fuel into the tank. Disconnect this, pull this all out, and then the tank will be free. So then the 4 hold down bolts are there, and then in matching spots on the back. And then I will need to take out the venting system so that the tank is free to just lift out. So there's that. Then this pipe will come out here. Got the 2 hose clamps, and then the stub of the fuel tank sticks out to about here, and then the bottom thing comes to about here, and you can sort of see the depression in between them. That worked way better than I expected. Here's the fuel filler itself, and then here's the bit. I'm inclined not to mess with that. I think that worked well enough, and the rubber's still pretty soft. Or here are the 2 hoses that go to the tank. So I need to get those. So let's connect that. Put the brown is the ground. The black is the active because it's German. Here I need to remove the plug in the sump of the tank so that I can drain it, and I can also inspect the intake sock.
That looks pretty good. Put it like in pretty good shape. That looks like it's in awfully good shape. I may replace it though, because it may be chemically contaminated, maybe, or plugged or whatever. It's this basically copper mesh sock. So once I get done cleaning the tank out, I will put a fresh one of those on, and that should be good. Now I need to get out the fuel sender. Very gently. That is the thing itself. Refurbishing and reinforcing the drain stand I made for the fuel tank many years ago. The first of many wash and rinse cycles on the inside of the tank. Getting some minor surface rust sanded off and covered in primer. After all this tank prep, I did a ton of washing and rinsing, and I discovered something. This pipe, and this pipe, water is not coming out of. And it may be that when I sealed this tank, I put the nice silver sealant in, it may have sealed over the end of those holes. The silver color you see is POR 15 sealant that I put on it several years ago to keep the tank from rusting. These barriers with holes are baffles that keep the fuel from sloshing around in the tank when the car turns. I'm probably going to try to use maybe a throttle cable, maybe a clutch cable to bore out the sealant on the end so that the tank can vent properly. The throttle cable worked. I was able to bore out all 3 pipes so that they would vent properly. Sorry, I only have terrible footage of it, but it was at the end of a very long day and I just wanted it done. Lots more videos coming as I get this car on the road in July of 2021. So stay tuned, please subscribe, and never stop figuring stuff out.